Hi everybody, I know I'm just a minute or so early today. I am so ready to get this going and I'm so excited about what we have to offer today. So today was the first day of the new January through June catalog. So that is coming out. That everything in there is orderable today. Just about everything. There's a couple of things that haven't arrived, but that's okay. They'll get here when the right time. So, and then today is the beginning of celebration as well. So that's exciting. So every time you place a $50 order from either this catalog or our annual catalog, you will receive something from here that you can pick for free. So that's a fun thing. So hello to everybody that's joining me live today. If you ever want to go back and see what we did or get this instructions, you can find all those instructions at stampwithdeb.com, and that is my blog. And after I finish here, I usually go ahead and post that on my my web page, and there you'll find the measurements, the items that I used, everything that you'll need to know in order to duplicate what I've done. So welcome to 2022. I can't believe that I'm saying that this is, we're in that year already. And it's just amazing to me that time has gone so fast. You know, since COVID hit and everything over the last 2 years, it has just been an interesting, challenging time. And yet, look how we've grown and look what we've learned. And just Happy New Year. And let's hope that 2022 has a better, health-wise for everyone, is better for everyone. So I know I have a son who's sick already. And it's just the beginning of the year, so maybe he's getting it out of the way so he can be well the rest of the year. So, but he went in and got tested, and we're waiting for his test results now. It is not my son that lives at home. My son that lives at home is climbing on a ladder right now. So he is in my room. My room is getting redone. The walls have been painted. You can see I have my window behind me at this point. I don't know where things are going to go when I am done. I am still up in the air about where to put my furniture and where to put my supplies. Right now, everything is packed into my dining room. You should see it. It's a mess. But you know what? I have been able to find things like I needed a bottle of green glue, and I was able to locate the box that it was in. Or if I need a stamp set, I know where the stamp sets are. So even though it feels like a mess, it is organized somewhat. And I've been able to find everything that I needed at one point or another. So we did this on, what, Sunday? I think it was. And so right now, he is up the ladder, caulking around the top of my room. Let's see if I can show you. He's way up there. This is a really high ceiling. What do you think it is, Jason? 15, 20 feet? Hot. It's hot up there. So yeah, he's up there working while I'm doing my video. So if you hear a big yell, that means he fell. But I'll catch him, no problem. I'll break his fall. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started with our project for today. So if there are supplies that you need, please go to stampwithdeb.com, click on the shop link at the top, and you'll be able to purchase those supplies today. Okay, so I'm going to turn you down to my table first, and then we'll get going. And I am going to flip this before I turn you because I know what is. No, I'm going to flip it after I turn you because I know what you would see. You would see my dining room, which is an absolute mess because that's where everything is. So hang on, and I'm just going to flip you around here and get you turned over to my desktop, and we'll get to work on a project. Thank you to all of those who joined me yesterday at Stamp Camp. That was fun. We had a Stamp Camp in Lincoln. I have another one coming up on the second Friday, which I think is the 14th, if I remember right. And so if you're interested, join me there at, and I'll be sending out an email. Okay, and we're going to do a Valentine's Day card and a Valentine's Day treat box, and I don't know what else at this point. So if you have a preference, I would love to hear from you. Email me your preference. So, and we're doing Valentine's Day now, so you have time to make a purchase and make anything that you want to make after you've seen the projects. You know, so if you want to duplicate the projects, then you'll have plenty of time to do it. So that's why we're doing Valentine's Day in January. So one of the things that's in our new catalog, I should know what page it's on, huh? I know. Guys, one thing that's amazing about this catalog is everything is in alphabetical order in these indexes in the back, which is a brand new thing. Stampin' Up! Just started that with this catalog, I think. Maybe the last one. But I love it that they are all in alphabetical order. So if you're looking for something, they're in alphabetical order, but they're also in order of, give me a second here. They're also in order of what they are. So this is like a glance at the catalog. So here is stamps. Over here are dies. If you turn the page, we have punches on this side and embossing folders. Designer series paper down here. And then over here, what I'm looking for are the envelopes. So we have slimline envelopes, and they are in 3 colors. They come in a package of, let's see, how many are in the package? 15. So there's 5 of each color. So it's the soft succulent, and that I would say is, I want to say basic gray. It must be basic gray. And then these are white. And on the flaps of them, there's a little design pattern, which is real sweet. See on there, on the inside flap. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a slimline card. So, and use this envelope. And I just, so this is the card that we're going to do. And I'm looking here to see if I'm coming up on Facebook okay. I see everybody else but me. Let me just check here. Give me a second. I must be on here because you guys are seeing me. Oops, I saw it. Okay. I just saw it and dismissed it. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay, good. It's there. I hope I'm still here. Let me just go all the way out and come back in. Because it doesn't look like I am on here anymore. Okay, it's there. Okay, great. I'm sure you guys can see it, but I need to make sure it's working so that I know that I'll have my video so I can post it. Okay, so this is the card. And I'm using, one of the things that's beautiful this year that came out in this catalog. It's the, what are we going to call this? We're going to call this, it is the Vellum Layering Designs. And it's vellum, but this one's a newsprint. This one is something written in cursive. I'm not sure what it says. From the beginning, sufficient. I don't know what that says for sure. I'm not sure what it says, but it's written in cursive. And I do have my glasses on. This one is a map. If you can see that one. And there's 2 of those, of course. And then they're the same things in white. So then we have I'm gonna grab my envelope so you guys can see this. This is the newsprint in white. It's really faint there, but I bet it would really show if you put it on a dark color. And then we have the map in white, right there. And then we have the cursive one, also in the white. So they come in the black and the white. So I'll have to do something else with the white ones because they're really pretty. Okay. I'm going to put that out of the way. And we have one piece here that's a little short that I want to use. What did I do with it? Okay. I'll just grab this one because this is the one I'm using. It's the newsprint. Okay. And I'm using the Honeybee Home stamp set, but the bundle, because I'm using the dies as well as the stamp set. And so let's get started. Let me grab my paper trimmer. So I'm missing all of my extra little tables and everything that I usually have here. So bear with me. I know you guys are very understanding. Okay, so let's start with our soft succulent. And so this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of soft succulent. And I'm going to turn it so the 8.5 inches going this way because my card is going to be 8.5 by 7. So I need to open that up. And so I'm going to cut this at 7 inches. And we won't need that piece right now. So I'll put it over there. Then with the 7 inches at the top, I'm going to score it 3.5, which is half of 7. And so that is my card base right there. Okay, now I need a piece of basic white that is 3.25 by 8.25. It's nice because it's proportionate, right? 3.25 by 8.25. So I'm going to cut this at 3.25, right there, and 8.25. And I need another one of those for the inside. So let's just go ahead and do it right now. 3.25 by 8.25. Okay, so we'll hang on to that one because we will need that one. Okay, then I need a piece of the vellum. On the vellum, I want to make sure that my writing is going the right direction, and that's going to get cut to 3 by 8. So I'm just going to line it up to 3 and by 8 inches.
Did you paint the whole wall? Did you paint that whole wall?
Just like that. Okay, so those are my pieces. Very simple. I think that's it for that. Okay, now I am going to take my vellum, and you notice I have this brown strip going down here. Well, I'm going to do that by lining up my vellum on my grid sheet here, and I'm going to put 2 pieces of the quick release, is that what it's called? Delicate surface tape. And I'm going to put the first, wait a minute, first we're going to make sure that we have our words going the right direction. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to line it up on this line because this is, I'm going to do it on this right-hand section is where my coloring is going to go. I want it to go on the back. Okay, so I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, the third one in. And 1, 2, 3. Whoa, I just moved everything, didn't I? This would be easier if I could do it in my Stamparatus, but my Stamparatus is too short. But that would hold it in place while I put my tape on. but it's too short. I tried it. Our Stamparatus is only 7 inches. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to attach that there. All right, let's get a pair of scissors. It's going to fight me. Okay, and then I'm going to go over about, let's see, 3 spaces here, and just line that up. I do want it straight. So I go 3 spaces and then line it up with a 3rd line here. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 3 at the bottom. Okay. And trim that off. Okay, now I'm going to take a blending brush, one of our beautiful blending brushes, and this is Crumb Cake. And I'm just going to color the back of this. Let's see, are we okay on screen here? I think so. Okay, and I'm going to color this, just blending that crumb cake in there. You could make it wider, you could make it narrower, it's your choice. I just did it, it's about 3/4 of an inch wide on mine. So, and I'm just going to blend that in. And the nice thing is it's kind of a, it's vellum. And so if you get a blob, you can move it. You know how when you do it on here, if you get a blob like that, you're not going to move that. On here, if you get a blob, let's put a blob on there, a mark. Can't even make one. I can just blend it out and it's gone. So that's the nice thing about it. It'll be nice and even. Okay, so we're done playing with that. We're going to give that a couple of seconds to dry because I don't want, it is on vellum, and so it is moist. It takes a little longer to dry because that's where I'm going to put my adhesive too, is in that strip. So, and the nice thing is it peels off the vellum really nice. This tape does. It just, because it's got a plastic base, basically. So, and there is my strip. Hopefully, right side up. So I'm going to turn it over, and my words are going the right direction. I guess if you did it the wrong way, you just put it on the opposite side. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and we're going to do some of the other things. All right, so for the front, I have, I'm going to stamp these 2 images. And I'll tell you something, these images came out kind of light on mine. And so I turned it over and did ink to stamp instead, and they came out better. And give it a good press. So there's one, and here's the other one. Oops, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. This one was the one that came out really light. The inside areas came out light. The shading. That came out good. Okay. So let's put this away. No, let's do one more thing. I did a Miss You from this stamp set. Okay. Now we're done with it. Okay. Now for my Miss You, I just took my scissors and I cut around here roughly. And then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to cut around it, not close to it, but just giving it a little curvature. And you want to just keep turning your paper instead of turning your scissors. Although you do have to stop and open your scissors. Now I cut that one too short. For some reason, that corner, every time I cut this, I cut that corner sharp. I probably should cut from the other direction. And you just want to make it flow. I mean, that's the thing. Okay, so there is our little greeting. Now for our plants, I used, I'm going to use the other end of this. This is the Pale Papaya Light, and I just colored these in with Pale Papaya Light. And then just colored this one, the leaves, with Soft Succulent. So they were just like that. And then for this plant, I just went in with Crumb Cake Dark. Just colored in, let's do the other end again, that's too broad. Colored, just drew a line basically, and that just fills it in, okay? And so I ended up with my beautiful plants all cut out. I used my dies, which coordinate with these two. And then I used my dies and I cut a couple of other pieces here just to complement them. So let's go ahead and put this together. Okay, so this is, make sure you have it on the correct side. And the nice thing is this vellum doesn't show, the tape doesn't show when you use this vellum. It's just because it's so busy, I think, it doesn't seem to show through. So I don't know if it's a heavier vellum or if it's just the nature of this particular vellum, but it works really well in that way. So I'm just going to line this up, put that on there. And then I started out with my two little pieces, my little stems here, and I am going to use, actually what I'm going to use is the mono adhesive, the adhesive dots. I love these for when you're attaching these little pieces because the dots only stick where you need them to stick. It's not a product that Stampin' Up sells, unfortunately, but I love them. So I purchased them. They're one of the things that I have used for a long time now, and they are just actually very helpful because they do those areas. So I put one at the top, one at the bottom. I'm going to come back and place this one, and this one was cut with the pale papaya. Whoops, I went the wrong way on that one. Should have gone up. And I'm going to put that one just right in here. I want it to show. This one might be a little too far over, but we'll figure it out. Okay, on these, the ones that I have stamped and colored, I'm going to attach those with dimensionals. So I have some of our little mini dimensionals here, and I'm just going to add those. And you can see I had something else. I had practice stamped on the back of this. This was one of them that I was stamping on, and it didn't show up well. So I flipped the paper over and did the other side, and now it shows up. Probably on the other side, no. Okay, so I'm just going to remove these little dimensionals. And I love the look of this. It's just kind of different for me. It's not my standard straight, you know, line straight image type thing for me. And so, but I like it. I like the colors I've chosen. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom portion of this and just tuck it up here. Like up in here. And same thing on this one. Just like that. Okay, now I still have this one, which is going to come right through here. And on this one, I'm going to put dimensionals on the flowers, on the little flower tips themselves. But I'm going to put the adhesive on here, because I want those flower tips to come out, to stand out, but I want the base of the plant to be tucked underneath the other plant. So, come out of there. You'll find all of these products in our new catalog in the January through June. And I'm just going to tuck that right like that. And I think it needs a bow. I have a dimensional stuck in there. Okay, so I have some baker's twine, some of our crumb cake baker's twine. And I'm just going to tie a bow, doubling my thread to start with. Tie my bow. Just going to make that a little smaller, not too floppy. Okay, and then just trim. So then I'm going to cut this end, which was where the two came together, where I folded it over. I want these kind of long. I want them to kind of dangle. So I'm going to use a glue dot to attach this. I think I have a glue. I've got some new glue dots, and they're great. They're fresh, guys. I think my glue dots had gotten old. So don't buy your glue dots too far in advance. I think they do get old. They just get dried out. And that's what was going on. These are so nice and sticky. I can't get them off. They're so sticky. There we go. And I'm just going to attach that right in there. And just let my little tails there belong. Okay. And I'm going to attach this to the front of my card. And for that, I'm going to use my green glue. Gives me a little bit of play. And smooth that over a little. There we go. And then I'm going to put my other piece of white that I cut that was 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. That's going to go on the inside. I'm hoping I cut that down, didn't I? I hope. We'll find out, won't we? I did. Okay, good. I'm always second guessing. Okay. So that's on the inside. That's on the outside. We have our greeting, which I'm going to attach with dimensionals. And since I have the little ones here, I'll just use those. Did I already take it off? No. So there is a trick to doing these. Someday I'll have to show you guys. I don't use it, but there's a trick. I always forget about it. Okay. What you do is when you put them on, you press in the middle of them, and what it does is it causes this to pop up, so it makes it easier to pull it off. So that is a trick I learned a long time ago. And then I'm going to use the brushed brass butterflies. And they're so pretty. That's something brand new out too. And I'm just going to put a couple of those on here. Actually, I'm going to put 3 of them on. We'll put one down here. And the third one we'll put, let's see, maybe just right in here. Whoops, I think I'll turn him over first. Okay, there we go. So there you are. It's just a really simple, but really pretty to send to someone to say I miss you. So thank you for joining me today. And if you need any supplies, be sure to go to stampwithdeb.com and you'll find me there. And there's a link there to shop.